one or two people hoping that I actually do this for a change. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm so late. I'm so much later than I said I would be on this. And it's because I finally got a chance to go do things with my friend Willow today, and I have not seen Willow since like May. She was kind of like in some unsecure employment for a while, but yeah, she's feeling better. She's feeling better right now. So I got to go do things with Willow for a bit, and I didn't update the thing because I don't know. I've been getting mixed numbers on what my subscriber count is. So I didn't know if it would keep this as it is. I don't know. Like one day it would tell me I had under 1,000, and the next day it would tell me I had exactly 1,000. So I didn't know. Bad Willows. Oh yeah. She's doing all right. Like not like especially great because her boyfriend's giving her dramas, but yeah, her boyfriend's being a bit jealous. He's being like obscenely jealous. Like he does not need to worry, but he does anyway. And I don't know. I think some of that just has to do with some insecurity. I know he was in jail for a felony, and like I don't know, like 15 years ago, he said. What a dude! Oh yeah, her boyfriend. I'm assuming, but yeah, he was in jail for a felony for a bit. But that was 15 years ago. At the same time, he's about 9 years older because he's 40 exactly, and Willow's 31. So so yeah, like almost 10 years difference between the two. So I don't know. I told her because she's the friend of mine that I gave a shout out. Willow presents the YouTube channel. Dark Readings from Canada. Same to you. Oh gosh. Yeah. So yeah, I figured.
Oh, okay, it's okay. We made lifelong vows.
So the whole Jessica Yaniv thing has had me binging on various transgender-related videos and stuff, and so I figured I'd do a trans-related Q&A. Yeah, Murnau is here. Murnau. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, I love you. You're so cute. He's so cute, but he's such a pain in the butt. As I said in my latest video. My latest editing video, yes, he's a pain in the bottom. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. He's such a pain in the ass. He is. But he's so cute. He's so cute, and that's how he gets away with everything. So yeah, like the whole Jessica Yaniv thing. I've been watching this closely, and I don't even know why. Like, they're just such a fucking cringe machine. But I've been keeping an eye on the situation, at least through other trans-related YouTubes, and
male or female. But how can you be something in the middle?
Oh yeah.
And also something that doesn't identify within the genders.
Yeah. So
this face right now is just how I feel.
So yeah, my so yeah, I've been binging on trans videos, and may the force of our felines, of our beloved felines, be with you all. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I've got the 3 cats. Murnau is the youngest. He is 2 years old this year. Oh, he's 2.5 this October. Yeah, I've had him 2 years this October. Just after he was 6 months old. So they gave him the adult adoption fee. Not sure what to think of the whole stuff. Oh yeah, okay. So as far as so I briefly worked as a pro dom. Mine are 10 next year. Oh, cats, yeah. Yeah, Nigel and Phoebe are both about 7. Nigel, he showed up on my porch when I lived in Lansing, well, about 7 years ago. He was about 4 months old, or so we estimated, because I went and got him neutered that December. He showed up in October, and his kittens are easier to age than adult cats. I mean, it's still like not an exact science, but approximately a pound a month for the first 8 to 10 months for an average size cat. Nigel, on the other hand, is enormous. He's about twice the size of Murnau. He's huge. Nigel's huge. The groomer to get his nails clipped. So, because he's not a fan of it, like about as much as Murnau is not a fan of it, but Murnau is small enough I can wrap him up in a towel or a blanket and hold on to him pretty tight and clip his nails, and then he's, he gets over it after a few minutes. Nigel, on the other hand, I try to wrap up Nigel in a blanket, struggle his way out. Like, Murnau struggles just as much, but he's smaller, so it's easier to keep him under control and keep him wrapped up. Nigel's huge. I don't know how the hell Nigel got so big, but so yeah, Nigel was about 6 pounds when I got him neutered. I want to say that was the 6th of December, 2012. So we guessed he was about 6 months old at the time. So that would make him born like late May, early June, approximately. Phoebe, I adopted Phoebe when she was about 2.5 years old, maybe a little under 3. And they estimated her birth date, month for approximately like April or May of 2012. So also 2012. So yeah, Nigel and Phoebe are approximately the same. Please don't. Try putting him in a purse with holes. Thought about that, and honestly, it's just, I don't know. It's only $10 to go to Petco and have them clip his nails. Like, they put him in a little harness that he's all secure in. And see, the thing is that I thought about getting, some kind of like thing to wrap him up in just to save the $10. Like, I know I'd have to I don't know, like if I were going to get him some kind of restraint of sorts, it would cost more than $10 the first time, but would effectively save more over the long run. But it would take I don't know, nails clipped about every 8 to 10 weeks. So I don't know, it would be the first year to, make up for it. But yeah, see, the thing, I think Nigel is so much harder to handle when I clip his nails at home, because he knows home, so he knows where he can go and hide when he gets out of the town. So that makes it more difficult. Whereas at the groomer at Petco, he just, he kind of he just kind of freezes up, and I know it's, stressful for him to be somewhere that he's not incredibly familiar with. I mean, he sees it every other month, so he knows the situation, but he doesn't know where to run and hide, how get out of this harness, which he won't, but, it's nice and secure there. But yeah, my guess is just from the stress of going to the groomer, he just kind of freezes up and tries to mentally find his happy place. And then he knows we go home and I give him his little chicken fillet snack, the one that's just the whole strip of chicken, and they put it in a little vacuum sealed pouch with some broth. The little the Wholehearted brand, the Petco brand one, and it's just like a strip of chicken. And so yeah, Nigel knows that, he goes to the groomer and he gets to mentally find his happy place while the girl clips his nails. I think it's Heather. Yeah, while Heather clips his nails, and he's just happy place, find my happy place. And but yeah, and then we go home and he gets his chicken snack, and then he's fine. He's at the point where we come home from the groomer and I open up his carrier and he walks out, stretches his legs, and then circles right back around to me and makes a little noise, chicken snack, daddy. So yeah, he's very familiar with the routine. Like I think his like just being somewhere that he doesn't like to be is going to be a little bit stressful, but it's getting a little bit less stressful on him than the first time I went and took him to get his nails clipped. So yeah, like just the habit of doing it about every 8 weeks approximately. It becomes less stressful over time, like the more habit it is. But at the same time, it's just like he just kind of like it's like, okay, I'm just gonna be a little stress ball. So yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy, and he's got a panther face. He does. I don't know if you've gone and seen seen Nigel in too many videos. I know I've got the video where I introduce everybody to the cats, and I should probably make an updated one of that because they've all gotten a little bit older since then. Oh God, yeah, that was about 2 years ago, thereabouts. Yeah, so I should probably do an updated one. I was seeing. Oh yeah, treats always. Oh yeah, I guess it's choker length. Just yeah, this is just like a strip of edging lace that I put I can't remember. I think this is sterling silver. I got it from Crazy Wisdom. It was $25, just a pentagram in a circle. So yeah, so this was $25. Yeah, this is choker length. So this is one of my pet peeves is like people who call it choker when it's collar length. So up here is collar, but chokers rest at the base of your neck because so I was going on about Yaniv, and so I briefly worked as a pro dom when I lived in the LA area. It was very brief. I was working that way. But yeah, like when you're doing like breath play kind of stuff, you wanna put your thumb here to get a good choke on the breath play, if that's what they're paying for. So like here's a choke, but here you're just annoying him. You're just annoying the sub when you're doing this, and so yeah, like like there's a couple people who are giving me shit about this on the Farsborg, and I'm just getting so sick of the quote unquote left book circles on Facebook lately. And hold on a sec. That's not much better. Whatever. Really? This is what we're doing. Okay. You're a sub. Okay, yeah, so you know that a choker, it wants to rest at the base of your neck. Like that's like I know a lot of people, if it's like collar length, I know a lot of people will call it collars. We'll call it a choker, but it's a collar when it's up around the middle of your neck. But yeah, chokers actually are supposed to rest at the base of your neck. Yeah, left book, the hold on a sec. It's God damn it. I gotta get one of the microfiber cloths to my to the camera on my thing. But yeah, the left wing circles on Facebook where it's actually just like a lot of neoliberal identity politics, and I get into it with some people because like the left wing, like if we're considering like anarcho-communism and stuff that has like a clear like as in like Karl Marx influence, this is all the notion of class-based oppression is based on a it's based on definitions of a material reality. And so the notion, so like when people are talking about self-identity, it's like no, like nobody is oppressing somebody for being non-binary, because of invisibility, because if you are living your life as somebody who functions as a cisgender man or a cisgender woman, you're not being oppressed because nobody knows you're non-binary. Like I understand that it sucks to feel like your identity is being erased, but that's not the same as material oppression. So that's not something that it's not something you can like legitimately claim any kind of oppression points for. That's all identity politics, and it does nothing, to it does nothing for the for the identity politics don't really serve well the radical leftists like myself. It's like yeah, your identity is valid in so much as you believe this is true, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything to material oppression. Like that's got nothing to do with your with your class function. So marginalization can occur on multiple fronts. Yeah, but marginalization isn't the same thing as being an oppressed class. Like you can say that children are a marginalized population, but they're not necessarily oppressed because they age out of this marginalization, right? You cannot age out of oppression. Okay, like if you're part of an oppressed class, like depending on the society and depending on certain intricacies of your class, you might be one of the few given a pulled out of the lottery to move out of that socioeconomic class. And I say lottery in like the most vague sense. I don't mean like like a literal lottery drawing, but it's like I said. So yeah, like marginalization, like you cannot age out of oppression. You cannot just like wait for something to happen and then you're no longer oppressed. So now on the other hand, like transgender people are in this peculiar situation where it's like say so my friend Willow, she's openly trans, and that, I mean, shit, that's what one of her public videos on her YouTube is about. So I feel all right, talking about this. So she started transitioning about 2 years ago, and yes, she admits, while she arguably enjoyed certain liberties functioning as a gay man, like some of it was, like a lot of it was mitigated due to the socioeconomic class in which she was raised, due to the fact that she was basically functioning as a gay man, even though she was at the very least outwardly closeted as trans. So yeah, I'm trying to simplify it just for the sake of saying things, but so yeah, she started transitioning, like I want to say 28, 29. Yeah, she just turned 31. So so yeah, it's, I don't know, like trans people, we're in this weird area where it's not necessarily that we leave certain oppression behind and trade it in for other things. It's in this weird area. But yeah, as far as material reality of transgender social oppressions, so I'm trying to find the words. So, but yeah, as far as like various things go, our material reality is gender dysphoria, and like you have to experience gender dysphoria to be trans, because without that, like, what is the measure like, what measure are you using? Oh, well, self-identity. And it's like, yeah, but I mean, I can self-identify as the as the Prince of Wales if I wanted to, but that doesn't change reality that I am so not the Prince of Wales. So so yeah, that's like that's like what self-identity, like, matters. It's like, yeah, you can self-identify, with, as something all you like, but if you don't have the material experience of gender dysphoria, self-identity doesn't matter a hill of beans in this crazy world, right? It's like, seriously, like, try not. I know I don't have the best lighting in here, but it's like I can make it better than not. I've used in the past the little light, the little flashlight function on the phone's camera, because I have a front facing flash on my phone's camera, but I don't know, it always ends up like right in my goddamn face, and I have some photosensitivity to my eyesight, so it's like I know this is not the best lighting in the world, but it's what I gotta deal with. Anyone else experiencing audio lag? I am not surprised people are having an audio lag. There's a marginalization can occur on multiple fronts. Okay, so I haven't missed too much. Unless this thing is giving me top. It is giving me top chat again. What the crap? Get back to live chat. Okay, audio lag. Okay, so it seems top chat and live chat aren't that different right now. So yeah, the whole thing with Jessica Yaniv and everything, that's got me thinking about like it's got transgender topics on my mind a lot more. And oh gosh, I am just getting so sick of the goddamn trans community on Facebook, and I'm just so sick of everybody like on the whole self-identity thing. And I swear like so few people goth and Christianity. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not sure what we mean by goth and Christianity. Because I am so far from Christian right now. But yeah, the whole Jessica Yaniv thing, I do not for a minute believe that person is meaningfully trans in any sort. Oh, on goth and Christianity. Oh gosh. Oh, I was just talking about this with a friend of mine. Oh gosh, I remember that old Cemetery Confessions podcast episode. Please scooch. Nobody. I don't know. There are probably some weirdos who want to look at your butt, but I am not one of them. I know. You've got a beautiful little fluffiness, but oh no, it's not the anus that's fluffy. I know it's all the furs around it, but no, we don't want that here. It's not that kind of cam show. No, this is just like very difficult to be both. Goth and Christian. I don't know. I was talking with a friend of mine. I don't know, like over the weekend or very, very early this week. No, I want to say over the weekend. About that old Cemetery Confessions episode that he did about the Christian goth thing, and I was actually like really surprised that he barely mentions that old infamous Eva O's testimony that was going around for a bit. Oh gosh, I wish I had oh shit, that's right. My tablet hasn't been plugged in for the longest time. It's got no charge in it. If it did, I would load it up and I would go do a deep search for Eva O's testimony. I'm sure I can find it fairly easily, but whatever. Yeah, that's something special. her old her old born again Christian phase. Yeah, I was really surprised that he barely mentioned it in that episode. He like barely gave a nod to the band Savior Machine as well. Yeah, like there are plenty of goths who are Christian. I've got a few friends who are. A longtime friend of mine from the area. Like we've never been especially close, but he did help me moving into this place that I'm in now. My move into this apartment that I've been at for the last 4 years. I'm not asking you. You weren't even born yet. Where's not? Nigel do no good. Oh, Nigel's over there, but he's trying to snooze. I take it. How Christians view goths? Yeah. I don't know. To my knowledge, there's probably a lot more understanding. I don't know. It depends on the Christians. It really does. It depends on the Christians. My stepmother was Quaker, so she had no problem with me being a goth as a teenager, because she knew I wasn't hurting anybody. She knew this was just about like me expressing myself and a lot of my feelings of sadness and angst, and she found it a far more productive way to deal with things. Oh yeah, it definitely depends on what sect of Christianity. Like I said, my stepmother was Quaker, and the old meeting house we used to go to is in Ann Arbor. I think it's out on Hill Street in downtown Ann Arbor. So I believe, yeah, not too far from U of M campus. So yeah, they're actually pretty chill. Depending on the meeting house, Quakers may even include non-Christian Quakers in their. It's not a congregation. Oh shit! I forget her last name. She's a deaf YouTuber, so like the disability tube. Jessica something. She's got the bright red hair, and she's lesbian, and she has that vintage 40s 50s retro look. But yeah, she's deaf, but she went deaf in high school, so she doesn't deaf. But yeah, she's also Quaker, and she did a video. I almost said book. She did a video about being Quaker, and it's pretty thorough. The idea of Quakers who aren't Christian is still just bizarre to me, because I know enough, because I used to go to meeting house with my stepmother because my dad gave me an ultimatum like in high school, because he didn't want to force confirmation on me growing up Catholic, because I went to Catholic school until 7th grade when he remarried and we moved to Tecumseh, and there wasn't a Catholic school up in Lenawee County, Michigan, so I went to the public school. But yeah, he didn't want to force confirmation on me because he knew if he forced it, I would make a scene. So that was nice, but I was getting into paganism. I'd kind of been interested in various pagan practices and stuff since I was about 8. So since I was about 8 or 9, and one of the sisters at my old Catholic school, she gave me, so they got a lot of times they would go through the books and replace stuff that had been really beaten up, but I was one of the kids there on a charity voucher, and so a couple of the sisters there felt, especially one of the ones who worked in the library, I think she really felt sorry for me, so like she knew I was one of those weird bookish kids, so she would often give me books that were either donated that were a little too beat up, or books from the library that were getting beaten up and might have otherwise been sent off to recycling or something. So, oh hi, Cherryberry 48 is here. I was hoping that I hadn't offended you greatly the last live stream, because I know I got a little bit snippy because I was just really stressed out, and you made the little like joke about checking with the cats, but yeah, I don't know. I was just like, I probably shouldn't have streamed that night, but I said I would when I was dying stuff, so if I was smart, I would have rescheduled it, but I'm not, so no, not at Dear I totally oh, thanks so much. Emerald Struchen grew up in the Salvation Army, and they don't even blink an eye. Oh, about the goth thing. Oh God, my mother used to work for the Salvation Army rehab clinic in Toledo, um, and I say clinic, very loosely. It was more like a rehab center. I know there were a lot of people living there for a bit. Just like it's kind of like a halfway house sort of thing. Yeah, she used to work for their like live-in rehab thing because she was a registered nurse, and my step no, not my stepmother. My mother used to work for Salvation Army, and so she got fired when she came out as a later in life lesbian. So, but that was also the like 1990, 91, something like that. Yeah, it was like 91. So, so of course, my dad got custody with mom as later in life lesbian. Oh gosh, with the residency program, I'm on to see a psychiatrist for my medication, for my mental health medication management, because my primary physician, she's a DO, so she'd rather I go to a specialist for my psychiatric medications, to manage. Like she'll do like emergency refills if necessary, but just for maintenance, she wants me to go see a specialist. So that makes sense. But because of um, 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 the way things are covered, the mental health coverage in Michigan is shit. It is shit. Mental health coverage in Michigan is shit. It barely covers anything for mental health. And Medicaid, which is the state portion of the program, that's supposed to make up for what Medicare won't. But yeah, in Michigan, because the Medicaid is controlled by the state, in Michigan it's kind of shit. It's supposed to be getting a little bit better now that we don't have Snyder in office. Fucking libertarians. And I dropped an F-bomb. There goes any monetization after this archives. So any kind of super chat would be great. Thank you so much. But then what happens? Not any better here in Virginia. Oh. Oh, and Cherryberry says, okay, still love you and my brother from another father. Nice, thanks. Usually called the ARC. Oh, the Salvation Army rehab things. Yeah, my mother used to work for them. Like I said, 1991. Oh, right. That's why I brought up. So yeah, the psychiatrist. So I see a resident psychiatrist. So like they're on an annual residency, which begins like late June and ends like first week of June, last week of May, whatever. But yeah, it's like a residency program for their doctorate that I go see at St. Joe St. Mary out on Hogback in like just over the Ann Arbor city limit. So because it's a charity residency program through the Catholic Hospital, and they barely communicate with U of M, which really disappoints me. Like I end up manually updating my medications every time I go into my doctor. I try to before I go see my in to see my doctor again, but oh gosh, T-Series, lovely. This is spam. What the hell? Where's Queenie? Yeah, I'm gonna put this one in timeout because this is spam. This is spam. T-Series is spamming my channel. Oh my gosh, should I be honored? Am I big enough to get spammed? That's awesome. Yes. But yeah, the second resident I saw at the St. Joe St. Mary, so yeah, he sees in my chart like how old I am, like so he sees my birth date and everything, but when I point out, just because you got to go through it like every year, just like a quick like little mental health history, and I mention going to and I mention my dad getting custody when my mother comes out as later in life lesbian, and he says that's no reason for your dad to get custody. And I said, "Hun, this was Ohio in 1991." And then he looks back at my chart and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah." Like, wait, you said you were 10. Oh, right. That's when you were 10. So yeah, so I took that as a kind of a compliment, like, oh, I really do look young. because yeah, if that were even 10 years later, I'm sure my mother could have gotten custody, but no, this was like Ohio, 1991. Like my dad was getting custody. It was like pretty open and shut. But but yeah, my mother worked for the Salvation Army Rehab in Toledo, so I know that they're an offshoot of the Methodists, and they've kind of become their own thing. Like they're no longer like officially affiliated with Methodists, but I do know that they began as this weird little quasi paramilitary sort of thing about, you know, shooting off from the Methodists, you know, the Salvation Army. Yeah, they're their own thing. Oh, yep. Yeah, they're their own little weird little thing now. I've got mixed feelings about them. I kind of want to know what Telltale Atheist wants to say about them. I don't think I kind of vaguely remember he does a video about it. I don't remember if he did a video about it. I know he's done a lot of videos saying that Catholicism is a cult, and I don't know, growing up Catholic. Don't worry, me too. Oh, yeah, about the Salvation Army. Yeah, I don't know. Every time he goes, Catholicism is a cult. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the fact that I grew up Catholic, but at some point, I just think he's just looking for so much to check off on the list to just like, oh yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses, definitely a cult. Like they straight up started out as a doomsday cult. Like that is undeniable. That is absolutely undeniable. Whereas Catholicism, because I grew up in it, obviously I know a bit more about it than he would. He's just like looking at yeah, he's just looking at stuff that he has found through research, which a lot of times it just seems like so. It seems like he just like goes to like a couple key websites and picks out what fits what he's taught, you know, what fits his pet theory about Catholics. Because at one time he was all like, well, they've got cult-ish tendencies, but I wouldn't exactly. And then like only very recently he's just like, nope, Catholicism is a cult. And I'm like, hun. Oh yeah, Mormons totally a cult. That is whereas Catholicism, the beginnings of Catholicism, well, when we look at like even before the Nicene Council that tried to like congeal everything to like, that's how we get the canonical books of the Bible, was through the Nicene Council. Oh yeah, Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses. I have a rant in me about like, because I know he grew up Jehovah's Witness. I really I don't know. I kind of want to ask Telltale Atheist. I forget what his name is. I know, but everybody knows that that channel name. I want to ask him like certain points because it almost sounds conspiracy theory-ish if you ask me. You know, like I don't know. Some people probably would think so, but I honestly don't believe Prince died a Jehovah's Witness, because his last couple of years he was entertaining a lot of Hindu and Vedic imagery in his work, especially the little girl group he was managing, Third Eye Girl. It was like his third eye son imagery that I know Jehovah's Witnesses definitely regard as pagan and therefore unclean, and don't want anything to do with that in their church. So, somebody says you actually scare me. Well, thank you! This holy sheet. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I scare you. I should. I don't know. I don't think I'm incredibly scary, but I've got a couple people who I'm scared to go to bed now. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, there's a couple people who are convinced I'm some kind of fairy of sorts, so and fairies are like, I'm talking like straight up like actual like Celtic fairy lore, fairies are not to be trifled with. So, but yeah, I don't know. No, it's very I'm not sure. Cherry Berry. I was cutting up a whole chicken for supper once, and a Jehovah's Witness came to my door, and I said, "Can we make this quick? I have a ritual in 5." Their faces went cold. Beautiful. Nope, not very. I'm not sure what you meant by that. I think something. Oh, scary. Not. Nope, not scary. Oh, thanks. T series subbot. PewDiePie.mp. God damn it. Okay, this is another thing. Come the fuck on. Where the hell is Queenie Todd? I want them over here so I don't have to do all this modding myself. Seriously? This is what we're doing today. Okay. I'm gonna sit here and argue with this a little bit. The hell ever. Anyway, I've got some questions that I want to email to Telltale Atheist about Prince, and because make you a mod. Yeah, I can do that. Please let me do that. I would like to do that. Oh, there we go. Add moderator. There we go. All right, yes, Cherryberry48 is now a moderator. Hooray! Okay, yeah. Like, if it's an obvious spam bot, you know what to do. But yeah, I've got some questions I want to email to Telltale Atheist, because I'm convinced that Prince did not die a Jehovah's Witness. I think he got mixed up with them for a while because, well, I mean, I've been a fan of Prince. Like, I mean, this is one of my tattoos. I got this like maybe 2 weeks after he died, because I'd already had a tattoo appointment for Eros across my right knuckles. So I'd already had the appointment for Eros tattooed across my knuckles on my right hand. So I just had him add this on there, and so yeah. So I've been a fan of Prince legit since I was about 10 years old. So obviously I'd been following his career for quite some time. By the time he died. So yeah, his last couple of years, like I said, he was entertaining a lot of Hindu and Vedic and, you know, like otherwise Vedic imagery. I really don't think he was a Jehovah's Witness his last year alive. I really don't think so. I am a man, hon. I'm short and cute, but I'm very much a man. So I was legally a dwarf until I was about 19. I was 4'9", and then I shot up a couple more inches. A lot of people do, like, a lot of times it has to do with how long it takes the long bones in your arms and legs to set. But people shoot up another couple inches between the ages of approximately 17 and 25. So, but yeah, after 25, definitely, you know, you're, with very rare exceptions, you're about as tall as you're ever gonna get at 25, and then about 40, you've got a chance of dropping, a couple inches in your last 20 years or so. To get rid of Jehovah's Witness, just show up to the store naked with a 19-inch strap on. Oh gosh, I have seriously seen ones that are made to look like it's from a horse, and I'm like, no. I mean, granted, they're smaller than you know, an actual horse's one, but I'm like, why? And I'm not even talking Bad Dragon. I'm talking stuff that I have seen at stores, because that's how old I am. I'm old enough. I bought my first couple of dongs in a store. But yeah, the whole yeah. Horse, yeah. Oh, horse is a horse, of course. But yeah, oh, zoophiles. Yeah, or as I like to call them, sick and wrong, because wrong must follow sick. Otherwise, you think it's just like, like one of those other illnesses, like either a mental illness that's totally fine, like ADHD or clinical depression, or maybe a physical illness that's just fine. So like that's the right kind of sick, that it's not something that you can't manage. But like, oh, it's so, ma'am? No, it's not. It's, hello, Ladybug. I did security at a place called Fetish in, Venice Beach. Oh gosh. I remember Southern California. I miss the LA area. Cherry Berry, if we can get rid of this holy sheet person, they're being annoying. I don't need this in my life right now. But oh, Virginia Beach. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, VA. Okay. I don't know. Wait, okay, Virginia Beach. Yeah, I've never been to Virginia Beach. I briefly lived in Charlottesville for 3 months. Most of a summer, but yeah, I haven't been to Virginia Beach. It's okay that you're confused. I gave my $30 to the Church of the Subgenius, so if I'm not confusing some people, then I'm not doing my job as Reverend Dr. Rowan 1334, so. I don't see anyone. Do you mean Anthony Scott? No. They're called Holy Sheet. I don't know if, like it's this person who's replying, I'm so confused. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna hide them. No, Anthony Scott is fine. They're not causing any trouble. They're not showing up in the live feed. Oh, okay. So, I wonder how that. That is weird. Why am I getting some jackass that other people can't see? That is okay. That is so weird. Oh, I'm not gonna ask too many questions. So. But yeah, like I said, I was this whole Yaniv BS. So yeah, I was talking about Virginia Beach for a second. My special troll. Oh yay. Oh gosh. Yeah, maybe YouTube is trying to fuck with me. That would be trying to make other people think I'm crazy. Like, no, they're seriously a goddamn troll that. There's seriously a troll in my chat feed. I'm not going crazy. I swear he's there. He's being stupid and annoying. But yeah, the whole Yaniv thing, it's got like trans BS on my mind, and I'm so done. I am so done with the non-binary kids on Facebook. I'm just so done with them. And I was talking with my friend Willow about this, and I'm only going to say so much about how much she agreed with me, just because I don't want to preemptively ruin her channel in case anybody decides they want to start following her after my recommendation. But yeah, I'm okay ruining my own good name. I'm okay with that. My name wasn't that good to begin with, and unless you're also kind of nuts. But yeah, I'm just like, oh gosh, like I will take non-binary people seriously if they legit say that, if they can tell me with a straight face that they experience gender dysphoria when addresses either, male or female. Like if they're if they're being read or having experiences associated with either men or with women, and that gives them dysphoria. And like gender dysphoria, as somebody who's also, you know, who is transsexual male, as somebody who is a transsexual man, like gender dysphoria, it's not necessarily predictable. Like think like PTSD in a sense. That thank you, Jibenti Karak. I do have nice glasses. Thank you. But yeah, like think like PTSD, like not like sometimes your PTSD triggers, you know exactly like what will like sometimes you can mentally prepare yourself, but sometimes you think you've mentally prepared yourself, but it triggers a PTSD flashback anyway. So think of gender dysphoria kind of like that, you know, or an anxiety trigger or something. If you've got like a general anxiety disorder, like Anthony Scott, yes, yeah, like think like kind of like a gender anxiety. It's not a perfect comparison, but can you see this person asking me about my glasses? Because this is, God damn it. Yeah, so like think kind of like gender anxiety. It is you know, it's not, like I said, it's not a perfect comparison, but it's close enough. You know, it's close enough that if somebody has like a general anxiety disorder or even a social anxiety disorder, like if you know that, you know, you're specifically triggered by if you've got a friend or relative with an anxiety disorder, like, you know, like PTSD or GAD or SA, or social anxiety. You know, if you've got a friend or loved one, or you yourself have some kind of anxiety disorder, it can be comparable. Again, it's not going to be a perfect comparison because, but yeah, like sometimes you think you're prepared, and yet the gender dysphoria is triggered anyway. But yeah, so yeah, so Willow, Miss Willow presents, that's her YouTube channel. She did she has a short film on there. It's, I want to say it's under 10 minutes. Gender dysphoria, and she begins explaining what gender dysphoria isn't. So, you know, and it begins, oh gosh, it's been a while since I've watched that. Yeah, no two people are the same or react the same. Yeah, so she begins her video about gender dysphoria. That is not a matter of I don't feel pretty today. It is a matter of this is causing me so much distress. And yeah, I'm kind of paraphrasing. After that, I don't feel pretty today. But you know, it's a matter of feeling so much stress and anxiety, and it doesn't always get to the point of self-loathing. Like this idea that gender dysphoria like means that you hate yourself 24/7. There are definitely trans people who do feel like that. Usually it is long before you start transitioning, because you have to get to a place mentally where, you know, I don't know, like in my experience, every person who transitions finally gets to a point where they're able to do so when they've hit a breaking point, but start to bounce up again. So like you hit rock bottom, and then it's like right when you start to ricochet up, you're just like, okay, I hit my lowest point, but you know, so like, you know, hit bottom and then you ricochet up, and so it's like right about here, like just as you're starting to spring back up. That's usually where you realize I have to do this to save my life, because if I get any lower than I just was, it's not gonna do me any good. So that is the lowest I ever want to get, and I don't want to get back there again or worse. So yeah, like I said, that's generally true for just about every trans person I personally know, or at least, you know, have talked to about this. Like we've all gotten to a lowest point, and it's like right, like just following that upspring, where, you know, and then it's like the, you know, beginning the process of transitioning, you know, we get, you know, we float up, you know, it's like, it's not like, you know, it's not necessarily, you know, some people accelerate a little bit faster than others, obviously. You know, it's all a very individualized thing, but yeah, like, you know, I hate to sound like this, but for any transition to be successful, you have to be dysphoric. You really do, because otherwise, like, transitioning will give you dysphoria, and that seems true of everybody who first says that they're, oh well, I'm non-dysphoric, non-binary, but I'm going to start, you know, HRT, and you know, just, I'm like, why if you don't have dysphoria, why would you do that? Like, because you understand that you cannot tick off a box and pick and choose what you're going to yeah, you have to say something isn't right. Like, something has to be up. Like there has to be something that the hormones will work toward correcting. So there's an old acquaintance of mine who put it as, you know, finding the right hormones for you, and I definitely say there's an element of that to it. I'm not the biggest fan of this acquaintance, so there's only so much credit I'm going to give him, but yeah, like, I would say there's definitely that element to it. Like, you know, and honestly, you have to be dysphoric to, you know, for the hormones to be, you know, to be able to, like, you know, for the hormones to be the right ones for you that you start taking. It's like, if you're not dysphoric, why are you doing it? It's like somebody else. So I've been binging on some transgender related videos, and oh gosh, I almost feel dirty at hey, do you see a link for stream something for me to join? And and you can hear me. I do not see a link for that sort of thing. I don't. I'm sorry, Cherry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't see a link for a stream that I'd be able to hear you from. I don't even know if that would work with streaming from my phone right now. Here it is. Yeah. Well, I mean, since I'm doing this from my phone, I don't know if it would work. StreamYard.com dashboard. Ugh, is this gonna send me out? I don't think that's going to help things. Oh crap. Please don't. Please. Oh shit.